My name is Karen Deirdre, and together with my colleague Deirdre, we run a company called Oats Soap just outside Lismore in County Waterford, and we make oat-based natural soap and body products. My son Ronan had eczema since he was a baby, and when he grew up it started getting worse. And I have psoriasis and my daughter Orla had psoriasis. We were using medicated products that were quite greasy and not particularly pleasant to use, but we couldn't use commercial products because they were full of chemicals and they'd irritate. So I started thinking there must be an alternative that's naturally based but smelled nice and we could get anywhere. So that's what started it all off, really. Well, when I realised that I wanted to look for something that actually fulfilled that need, I started experimenting and researching and did some courses. And then I met this fantastic lady called Emma James, who is a soap maker and a consultant, and she really inspired me. And I thought, that's what I can do in Ireland, and that's really what started me off. Well, we've recently won a couple of awards, one of them international, and that's great, you know, it's really exciting. But I think when you're making something for a reason, what's really gratifying is when people come up to you, it sounds a bit trite, but when people come up to you and say, I've used your product and it really works. Because at the end of the day, it's great to be in business to do something that you like, but it has to fulfill a need. And when you know that actually it's working and people like it and they're going to buy it again, it's really quite exciting and gratifying. Well, apart from the universal problem of cash flow, and particularly when you start to take a step up, you know, when you're dealing with, instead of dealing with independent retailers, you start dealing with multiples maybe. And so you're looking at larger volumes and you're looking at longer lead times and longer terms. That gets very difficult to manage. But I think Deirdre and I were talking about this yesterday and we were saying what was difficult, or what's the most difficult thing. And I think it's when you start off being small, you have to be master of so many things. You have to be in charge of your finances, your marketing, your logistics, your production, and then when you start, you know, taking on people and employing people, you have to know HR. So even though you have other people doing those things for you, you have to understand them, and it's an awful steep learning curve at the beginning. Just because something is a hobby doesn't necessarily mean it's going to turn into a business. If you love something and you want to turn it into a business, it still has to fulfill a need or it won't work. So think strongly about that as well before you start. Well, our local enterprise office has helped us, introduced us to two specific people. Evelyn Morley, who helped us get our finances set up at the beginning. A lady called Kate Hickey, who helped us really refine our strategy. They also funded us to employ the services of a lady called Belinda Cass, who's an international skincare guru. She's a consultant for natural skincare. That was absolutely brilliant for us. We've also had the help of local advisors who have been fantastic to us along the way, people like Bernard Leddy and Rachel Dungan. And in addition, we've had help from some of our own customers, people like our Keen stores, who totally understand small, you know, enterprises, and they've given us fantastic help and hand-holding along the way. Well, we're currently in over 100 outlets nationwide with our core and our tender range. And what we'd like to do now is concentrate on the tender range, which we've recently developed specifically for people with very tender skin. And last of all, have a look at our Wild Oats Soap range of products. You can find us on www.wildoatssoap.com.